Hi there, back with yet another Colecovision gaming experience, so let's go check it out. Okay, so here we have Popeye, a game created by Nintendo, and it was released in 1982, and it's a classic single-screen platforming game that was released on various platforms like the arcade, Commodore 64, Nintendo Entertainment System, Magnavox Odyssey 2, or also known as Video Pack, the Colecovision that you see here, and the Atari 2600. So Nintendo got into a bit of a licensing thing because they wanted to use these characters in the original Donkey Kong game, but they couldn't acquire the license in time, so they ended up putting Popeye into this game. And if you didn't know that already, Donkey Kong was actually based off King Kong, but they couldn't license the name King Kong, so hence the name Donkey Kong. So, the object of the game is for Popeye to collect a certain number of items that Olive dropped. In this screen it's hearts, 24 hearts, and in other levels it's musical notes or letters. And at the same time you have to avoid Brutus, who's also prancing around. And yeah, you cannot attack Brutus just by punching him. You can only attack him like this. If you eat your spinach and you turn green, then you get a certain amount of time to actually go after Brutus and beat the crap out of him. This game really is one of the classic arcade games on the Colecovision, and I think it has been executed very nicely. I myself played the Commodore 64 port quite a bit. On it the sprites are a bit more multicolored. In this game Popeye is kind of white, but all in all it's a good game, and it really plays very well even with the original Colecovision controller, which can be a pain to use most of the time. After reading up on it a little, I found out that this game was actually ported to quite a number of other systems as well, like the TRS Color 2, Color TRS 80 Color computer. It was also ported to the Texas Instruments TI-99 and the Atari 8-bit home computer systems. I bet it was some sort of left cartridge. The Intellivision also received a port to the Atari the 5200. The Sega Master System also received a port. So let's see how I do in this level. This is actually the level where musical notes are actually drifting down, and yeah, as you can see, there's quite a number of licensed Popeye characters in this game. And look at that, the seesaw. Yeah, Brutus, he is a very annoying hulk of a person. He's able to grab you from below, like if you walk over on top of the platform like I'm doing, like I just did. He can actually jump up and grab you, and you'll be losing a life. And he can also bend over and grab below. So that really sounds very nasty, but yeah, I was lucky here, and let's try my luck again. I was lucky again, and now he jumps up. So yeah, that's basically what happens if you get a bit too cocky. That really sounds very bad in this game, grabbing from up below and whatever. Anyways, this is a very cool game, and I think it's a must-have in any 8-bit computer system collection, and it's very playable, and as you can see I'm not very good at it. I'm really curious whether or not I'll be able to finish this level. I would love to show you the level where you can actually collect the letters, but whoops, yeah, you have to punch those. I think it's game over. Yeah. On to another great game, and that is Q-bert. Designed by Gottlieb, Parker Brother Ultra Games, Sony Online Entertainment, and it was released in 1982. And it's a great, well, wonderful looking isometric platform game in which you just jump around, avoid the baddies, and you turn all the steps into a different color. Depending on the level, you just have to jump on every step once or twice or more to make them change colors. And if you have jumped on every step in this pyramid, then you get to go to the next level like this. There's escape platforms that you can use, and yeah, if you jump into one of the opponents, he swears, and that's actually one of the fun parts about this game. But there's escape platforms that you can jump on if you are cornered by the many adversaries that actually roam the platform, and you'll get transported to the top of the pyramid or the top of the playing field, and yeah, you get to escape the enemies. The enemies are kind of dumb. They just jump around, except for the snake thing that really seems to pursue you. But the balls just drop down, and they just don't go up. They just keep on dropping down. And this is the second level. So it's also a one jump thingy. But there's, I think it's squid that actually come down or come up from above. And well, they are kind of dumb. They and I die again. They don't really pursue you, but they move kind of erratically. So the balls are just, you know, zigzagging across, and their actions are quite a bit predictable. But those, yeah, those octopi, they really aren't that predictable. It's yeah, I really like the presentation of this game. I really like the fact that the little character is is quite a bit of a foul mouth. It's yeah, it's quite iconic. I really would love to have a T-shirt with I'm not sure what this little dude is. I think Q-bert, but Q-bert is you know, and with the swearing balloon on top. I would really love that. So. Yeah, and as you can see, I'm not that good at this game, and it's actually very actually very hard to play this with the original controller, because it's all diagonal controls actually that you have to use. So not the best with the old Colecovision joystick gamepad thingy. So here you can actually see that you have to jump on each step, twice. And I doubt whether or not I'll be able to show you some more rounds of this level. So things are moving in the right direction. Yeah, there's actually opponents that really revert the steps that you've just created. So it can be quite a bit of a challenge trying to color all the steps. Yeah, and this actually was a case of joystick error. Okay, moving on. Smurf Rescue. I'm not sure if this is actually a great game, but it was quite iconic for the Colecovision due to its, well, wonderful animations. So the premise of the game: Gargamel is kidnapped Smurfette, and yeah, you have to go rescue Smurfette. And it's yeah, what is supposed to be a very nice platformer is actually a very tough, hard as nails, pixel perfect platform jumping game that has you die more often than you care for, which makes it, well, kind of a grind. But yeah, today it doesn't hold up that well, I think, because of its difficulty level. But back then, seeing each new screen was actually quite a thing. And you really wanted to reach Smurfette, and the graphics are quite amazing, a bit reminiscent of Wonder Boy actually. Let's move on. So here we have Sega's Space Fury, released in 1981. It was an arcade game and also brought out on the Colecovision. There were no ports on other systems that I'm aware of. It's it has great graphics. Look at those that alien head that just talks to you. On first glance, it actually is quite similar to asteroids, you'd think, but it isn't, because it's actually alien spaceships that actually fire weapons at you, and I really love the explosions in this game. You rotate with your buttons, and yeah, this bit is actually quite interesting because it's a weapon system. Each time you finish a level, then you get to choose an upgrade, and each upgrade has a different color. And that's actually quite interesting because these early shooters basically just didn't have any weapon system at all. Well, one of the vertical shooters, Galaga or Collections, I always forget which one, also features an upgrade where you get to capture one of the alien spaceships that hovers down, and you get a twin shooting action. But this game just has you pick up upgrades when you kill off all the baddies in one of the levels. Great explosions, great animations. I really don't do this game justice because I'm actually quite bad at it. I haven't played it that much actually. So yeah, let's see if I get anywhere in this game. Oh yeah, I actually read that this game is actually out on the PSP as well, but only as an unlockable game in the Sega Genesis collection that's out there. So the American Mega Drive collection on the PSP, you can actually unlock this game as an unlockable extra. So let's pick that upgrade and see how I do. Yeah. Games like this, with the rotation action and the fire to thrust yourself forward, really is, well, it's kind of reminiscent of Resident Evil, and I think this game would have benefited immensely with a different control scheme, like a twin stick shooter. Really, games like this in a twin stick shooting format would be so much better, so much faster, and so much more entertaining, because a control scheme like this, where you rotate and around an axis, it's actually quite a bit cumbersome. So yeah, being used to twin stick shooters, this actually feels a bit restricted, but yeah, I still love the type of gameplay where you just, fly around this combat area and try to beat the living crap out of all those aliens that try to kill you. Yes, and as you can see, I kind of forget to fire my weapon, and I end up getting utterly destroyed in the process. So I'm not doing this game any justice by showing you some stellar gameplay, just, giving you a feel of the game. And I encourage you to actually seek out this game and try it out for yourself. It's out there for the Colecovision. Oh! And I was just checking out. There seems to be a Vectrex homebrew version of this game as well, and it's called Space Frenzy. So for all those Vectrex fans, you may want to check it out. Okay, let's move on to another game and receive some praise by the weird alien with the exposed brain.